Hello and welcome to the CodifyWorks website application tutorial. Each user of the CodifyWorks platform is provided with a unique username and password, allowing them access to our application. Upon gaining access to the application, each user has a variety of different feature sets that's available for them to use. We'll cover a couple of them, but the first one we want to talk about is job code lookup. Some may ask, why is each user available to look up their own job codes? We learned early on in Codify that one of the major initiatives in a dealership is consistent pricing across an entire organization, providing exceptional customer experience for our end customers. So it doesn't matter who gets asked the question of what's that job going to cost? Or from a technician's perspective, how long do I get to do that job? We can all answer the same thing to that end customer by accessing a database of over 350,000 job codes today and growing on a daily basis, available at everyone's disposal. Now that database spans across 2,000 plus models through the John Deere ecosystem, and it also covers tens of hundreds of job codes per model or tens of thousands of job codes per model. So when a user comes in, they can type in the model that they are looking for, select that model from the drop-down, and obtain every single job code that Codify offers at the click of a button. From here, we make it very easy for any level of user to search our job codes. Now, based off of Service Advisor terminology, we can search by keywords. So some people might not know what the terminology is through Service Advisor because they are not a technician. They may be a support staff in the office that may not have the mechanical background. But by typing in keywords like pump, if I was looking for the water pump or the coolant pump on this machine, it would then dwindle that list down from 500 plus job codes that it pulled up originally to 5 to 10 job codes, narrowing their search to a lot smaller of a database. Now, over time, or depending on the level of experience of the user, they may have known to type in coolant pump, either over time or based upon their technical knowledge. Now, from here, you're going to see several key pieces of information. First one is the job code on the left-hand side. That job code allows you to take that job code, put it on the work order within the dealer business system, which will automatically populate your estimated hours and your description. The estimated hours from us is curated by working with our technicians at the dealerships. The crowdsourcing method that we have adopted and perfected over time, we have went to technicians from brand new ag tech graduates to master level technicians to achieve the fair market value for each job. Now that's how we grab the codes for the first time, but over time, by leveraging our data scientist data, by leveraging reports that we can pull out of the business system, and also using our human capital and leaning into our technician network within Codify, knowing that jobs have evolved, knowing that jobs have new special tools for them, so that we can always determine the most fair market value for that job, for our dealerships, for our technicians, and for our ultimate customers of John Deere equipment. Not only that, but we've got pre-written descriptions for our technicians. We all know a technician's favorite thing to do is not typing and using a computer. So we take that work away from them, allowing them to only proofread and edit anything that they need. This then allows, once it gets to the service support staff office, they spend less time editing, proofing, adding or deleting things that should not be in there. So we take that away, increasing efficiency both at the technician level to the service support staff level, allowing the workflow from the time a machine is done to when a customer gets an invoice is a lot smaller of a window. Now, one of the things that we talked about leaning into our technicians, the crowdsourcing. We give the ability for job code support to be put in anywhere within the database. And I'm going to highlight that here. So if a technician disagrees with this, or even within a 350,000 job codes, they don't have a job code that they need. They can all do that from a click of a button here. I disagree with this time. I'm going to hit job code support. I'm going to say, I want to change this one. Okay, put in what you need to change. Put in your description. Put in your key part number. That automatically will open a ticket once you've hit send support email to our ticketing system, allowing one of our product development specialists to work directly with it. Our new job code request, when you don't have a code for something that you need, you can request a code at the click of a button. You can also request general help. There's also a dedicated phone line for text and call that somebody is manning at all hours. So that is from job code lookup and allowing each user within a dealership to provide our customers with the same level of experience no matter where they go. The next piece that we want to talk about is providing our customers with professional looking quotes at the end of a diagnostic repair. Each customer is loaded so we can search our customers. Not only can we perform quotes, but Codify also has the quote repository within this dealership that they are in, allowing each user to see what has been quoted at their location, maybe by someone else within their location. From here, I can actually view and see all of those quotes. But for purposes today, let's go ahead and create a quote. I want to create a quote on that 6115M. The beauty of Codify is that no matter who is doing the quote, the inspection, or whatever it is that they do, it doesn't matter who does it. They can all achieve the same result. So by putting in our key piece of information that's all available through them, they can start their quotes. From here, a technician has each area of that combine, that tractor or mower, whatever it is. They'll have a list. They know what job codes they need. They put them in the correct categories or they put it under one. It does not matter. The same result is achieved. I'm going to add my selected job codes, and in this case, it's giving me all job codes for the model that I am in. From there, I add the job codes that I need by either selecting them here, searching them, and then selecting them, or however that is, I add those in. Once I have added those in, there's a few more key pieces of information that we want to capture to provide that professional quote. While CodifyWorks is primarily used at the web application level, it is also used on mobile applications. And I would say over 50% of our users are either using a cell phone or a tablet of some sort. So when you add media and you're on a tablet or you're on a phone, it actually takes you straight to your camera, you snap the picture, and there you have posted it to your quote. If I'm on my device here, I add it, and boom, the customer can see exactly what we are talking about when we are proposing a repair being done or a service being done within our dealership. From here, we can select the quantity. Now the condition is, yes, there is a condition, but what this is really doing is building trust with our customers. We know that a red, that means we are recommending, we tell you that you need to replace this. This component is bad, broken, will make another acre, another hour, another 2 feet into the yard. A yellow repair is a recommended repair that's saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, either based upon the hours or our knowledge or visual inspection, that this thing is showing wear, and you need to watch it, and over time, we'll get to where we need to replace this. This is building trust with our customers, letting them know that we have their best interest in mind and their operation, knowing how long this machine needs to last after this inspection. From there, we want to add technician comments. Each job can have a comment on there. We want and encourage our technicians or support staff, put comments in there. You never know who's going to be the one to grab this quote, and they need to know fully understanding why you have selected that job. We also understand that there is times when we will not have a job code, whether it be one that we need to create or one that will never be created because it's one-off jobs. So keeping the same philosophy of being able to standard job price and quote to our customers, telling the customer it will be this price at the end of your bill. We keep that method by allowing you to add as many general job codes as you need. Now, while adding them, you can put it in for review, allowing Codify to capture that information and get that created for you so the next time you go to use that code, it's available for you to be used. Once our users have now selected everything that they need, they will go to our summary page. This is one step closer to curating that professional quote. Now from here, there's a few key pieces of information that still needs to be provided to this quote. The labor is automatically figured for you. The parts is a manual entry. So now I am telling the customer, I have the parts and the labor for you, and I know that that job will cost this amount of money. One thing that we do in Codify is we preach that we want to talk to our customers in dollars, not hours. Our customers do business like that everywhere else they go. They get a quote up front, and they know at the end of that repair or whatever service they're being provided that it'll match that price. So we want to talk dollars, not hours. To our technicians, they can see that they get 5.14 for that job. The customer sees only how much it will cost in terms of dollars. Once they've went through, they add all their parts. We have one last thing, we can omit the labor cost. We want to be able to track things when we are doing a job that does not require us any extra effort other than to put that new component on when putting this back together. We want to capture that and tell Mr. and Mrs. Customer, cap's already going to be off. Do you want us to replace that component? We want to capture that in case they don't do that, that we have a record of that, right? But we also want to show them the savings that they will get by upselling their parts right here. Mr. and Mrs. Customer, it will only cost you $100 extra to put on that new component. Once that has been done, you can put special fees in there if you need. If not, I'm going to generate my PDF. That is essentially procuring that quote to send to the customer. So from here, I can absolutely type in my customer's email address. And send that to the customer. I can also copy a link that can be sent via text messaging services to allow them to see the same thing. I'm going to send this to the customer. That customer then is going to get an email that looks just like this. They will hit View Summary, which then pops open either on their phone or their computer, whether they're at work or wherever, and it shows them exactly how much each job will cost. It shows them the parts. It shows them the parts cost. It shows them the pictures, the comments. So straight from their desk at work or spending the day with their kids at a sporting event, they can approve a quote right here by selecting Declined and Approved. Once they are done, they will hit Approve Order. I agree to the terms and service. Once that has been submitted, that automatically triggers an email back to that service manager of that location, letting them know that Mr. and Mrs. Customer just approved their quote. All for them to get right back in the system by clicking that email link and bringing them back to see exactly what they declined and see exactly what they approved and adding our segments to our work orders. Officially capping off the efficiency throughout the CodifyWorks website. I appreciate everyone's time and thank you for coming along through this tutorial. Then